Right after my last video, I immediately beat Hades, not once, but 3 times. I considered that maybe beating this game wasn't as big of an achievement as I once thought it was, but for me it was pretty decent. This was the first ever roguelite I ever beat. I own and have played just about all the major roguelikes and some roguelites, but I've never actually sat down and gotten anywhere near beating them. So getting Hades under my belt felt like the first natural step. Anyways, if I do make another Hades video, it will only be to 100% the game in its entirety. But the next video I make will not be on Hades, it will be something completely new, so stay tuned. And remember to subscribe or I'll put gum in your hair while you're sleeping. At first, I was going to show off just my first run and the first time I ever beat Hades, but that run was actually pretty boring and just very standard. This final run, however, was insane. I was a walking, constantly exploding nuclear warhead by the end of it. Although I want to keep to well-edited, voiced-over video essays and whatnot, I think the best way to show off a run like this is just to show the whole thing. So here's how I built it. I take Stygian, the main sword, with max aspect of Zagreus, and I also use Poseidon's Keepsake. The heat modifiers I'm taking make it so enemies deal plus 20% damage and every purchasable item costs plus 40% more. The first 2 boons I get is Tidal Dash, which will deal damage and knock enemies back whenever I dash. Anyways, out of the 3 winning runs that I did, I only recorded 2 of them. The first one and the last one. After beating the first one, I discovered what the heat system really was. Basically, when you finish the game, you can use your weapons and get bounties by completing the game on different heats. These bounties will let you get Titan Blood, Diamonds, and Ambrosia all over again. As you can see, pretty early on we're just clearing everything like it's nothing. Next, I get a Palm of Power and upgrade my Tidal Dash. I never thought of Dash as being a big damage dealer, but this boon proved its worth to me throughout this run. I was focusing on getting keys this whole run because I was extremely close to getting the final tier on the Mirror of Night. Next boon I get is Electric Shot, but I really didn't make much use of it on this run. After learning how all the enemies worked and memorizing all the bosses, the challenge from this game kinda started to fade. However, with the heat system, it can really make things difficult and fresh, and despite the game feeling easier, it still has an insanely fun gameplay loop. I get a dual Olympian room with Zeus and Poseidon, which is really nice. I choose Zeus because I'm used to Poseidon's attacks, and from Zeus I grab Thunder Flourish so I could potentially trade this out for a higher tier boon later, or at the very least sell it. I almost never use Stygian's special attack, it just doesn't feel that great to me. After that, we get the boon I've been waiting for, Tempest Strike, and an epic rarity too, which is insane. This will make our attack stronger but knock enemies away. However, we need one more Poseidon boon to make this really strong. The very next room we get a Daedalus Hammer. Here we go for Piercing Wave, which just gives us a little projectile for more damage, although I probably should have gone with Shadow Slash for more backstab damage. Also, for the first time ever, I skipped Sisyphus because I just needed keys. And now it's time for Meg, and it goes exactly how all my run-ins with Meg go. After that, I equip Ares' keepsake so I can proc Doom. I still had privilege status on, so I wanted to get my 2 main statuses up still. If I can get Doom from Ares and Rupture from Poseidon, I'll be golden. But Ares does not give me what I want. The only Doom proc I could get from here is taking damage, and I'm not a fan of relying on just that, so we just go with Battle Rage. This will also help during the fight with Hades because he spawns multiple adds throughout the fight, so this 150% damage bonus is actually super obtainable. Then off to Hermes to try to get one of the best boons in the game, which is the one that just gives you extra dashes. It's pretty insane because it just lets you stay invincible through all your consecutive dashes. But we only get the normal quality one here. Better than nothing, really. Eurydice is insane in this game, and I love coming across her more than the other 2 NPCs. She's going to let me get a rarity upgrade for 2 random boons, and we're going to hope one of them is useful. And holy shit, it's for our main damage dealer and our cast. Only way this could be better is if she gave it for my dash instead, but I'm happy either way. Next, we get my old Smite main Thanatos. These encounters were pretty nice. They spawn more enemies than usual. If you win or tie, you get a max health upgrade on top of whatever item or boon you were going to get anyways. It's always just a nice little bonus. The next Zeus boon we get is just okay, but the purple one is better than the others, so we'll take that. Next we actually get Dionysus, who would also be great for privilege status if we can get a hangover proc boon. And bad luck again. We just take after party because it's nice if we run low on health. This one will make it so if you're below a certain percentage of health, at the end of a run you will heal back up to that threshold. These Gorgon heads that I'm absolutely deleting right now are probably my least favorite enemies in the game, next to the shield guys in Elysium. These things for some reason like to path into lava and make it so you have to take damage to kill them sometimes. It's just annoying.
Onward.
Of course, had to make a little stop to do some fishing.
Come on up. It's a crustacean.
I get a Charon and buy a boon at his inflated prices, and holy moly, we get Sea Storm, which I didn't even know existed since I rarely use Poseidon. Every time we attack an enemy now, we get a bonus 40 damage, which might not seem like much, but that's an extra 40 for every single swing, which is double the damage of our base. Bone Hydras are up next, and his annoying minions get melted instantly with this build. Everything is really shaping up for a perfect Hades run. I Could probably fight Hades now and have a decent chance, but let's see how much further we can push this build.
Any more heads you'd like chopped off?
On to Elysium. First room, and I get a palm to upgrade my dash.
Palm down. I'm out.
Then I get another Daedalus hammer and grab Cruel Thrust. There's a really nice combo you can do with your sword where you do your 3-hit combo, then dash attack, and then start your next 3-hit combo. This is probably by far the best way to deal damage, especially with this boon. It makes it so we deal an extra 200% damage with the third swing and an entire 40% chance to crit. It's just so good. A life pool here is just the icing on the cake. Love the RNG in this run. Also, this is the fastest I've ever killed the butterfly sphere thing.
In the name of Hades.
I just take high voltage here because why not? This part is a little annoying. I kept pushing these mages into a spot I couldn't reach them, so I had to sit here flailing my sword until I died.
Olympus, I accept this message.
And let's go! We got Razor Shoals, so we can inflict Rupture now on all of our enemies on top of everything else. Rupture basically makes it so if an enemy is moving, they'll take X amount of damage every 0.2 seconds they're moving. No, unfortunately this doesn't work on bosses. You can't knock them back, and knocking them back is the only way to proc Razor Shoals, but this means our damage to everything else is insane.
Wait. Going down.
At this point, I can't read the screen anymore. I just know I'm doing damage. More max health, and we go to Patrocles and get Cyclops Jerky to get an additional 60% damage for the next 6 encounters. Also pretty neat.
Thank you.
I don't even have words anymore. Just look at how insane the damage is.
Mine. Olympus, I accept.
We just pick up a Hermes boon also because why not? And then we go fight our favorite Elysian and his annoying little brother.
Asterius, Theseus.
Upon my word,
And what's this lesson that I ought to have learned? Is it to always slay you first since you're so damn insufferable all the time?
Your lesson, monster.
Like I mentioned in my last video, I just focus on Asterius and then go for Theseus afterwards. Not much to say about this, they both get creamed.
That's one champion unseated.
With Elysium over with, it's time to face Dad. I just need to make one more pit stop. Also, we grabbed Skelly's keepsake for the extra death defiance. It just makes no sense not to bring this with us.
I can do this. I can do this. Should stock up for the road ahead.
I visit Charon and just try to save coin to get some Palms of Power since our life is good and there's not many boons I really want. But might as well get a free max health from the Satyr tunnels.
No way. Terrible snake stone is that? The satyrs must be fashioning those things.
Then a Palm of Power.
Found it fast this time.
And of course we had to upgrade our dash one last time.
A whole entire sack of something. Should I go fight some satyrs or get out of here?
We get one last Palm of Power and it upgrades our main damage twice. All the way up to a 94% damage bonus. With all this RNG, max HP, no lost death defiances, it makes absolutely no sense not to just go and fight Hades now.
You're not going to stop me.
This first part of the fight, I was just cocky and started tanking his hits with boiling blood for absolutely no reason. I just wanted to face tank and deal a ton of damage because I knew this run was already over. For Hades himself, that is.
To me, wretches, destroy my kin and an eternal torment to you who speak of this.
One last great RNG the game threw at me is that they didn't spawn Elysian enemies, but instead spawned Tartarus ones, so they were really easy to kill. Nearly every other time I fought him, they would throw shield enemies at me, and they'd be really annoying to deal with. First phase done, and I wasted no death defiances. Ignore that.
See what awaits you in this realm. I shall remember this.
Bye. Done with time to spare.
Well, that's about it. This run was so fun, and this game is even more fun. But the next video will not be Hades. I'm going to do something similar to my last video, a well put together video essay type deal. I'm going to be retackling some of my favorite games from the past to see if they're actually good or not today. So if you're interested in that, please stay tuned. I always have more in the works, and thanks for watching.